questions about killer whales each and every day from kids and grown-ups of all ages. We've gathered those questions all together and put them in our Killer Whales on Post book to share with you today. We've connected the book so you'll be able to see everything up on the big screen. Now, if you're ready to get started, it's my privilege to introduce you to Mike.
Thank you very much, Jamie. How's everybody doing today? Great. You guys ready to meet some killer whales? Yeah. All right. Well, first up, it's my pleasure to introduce you to the matriarch, the boss here at Shandu Stadium. She is 40 years old. Here's Kasatka. Kasatka's sons and one of his very good friends. They are two of the most athletic animals we have here at Shandu Stadium. Please give it up for Nakai and Shouka. Shandu Stadium is home to 11 killer whales. We have 5 males and 6 females. They range in age from 1 year old all the way up to 51 years old.
You can see how different each killer whale is. But did you know there are even bigger differences in the wild? Would you be surprised if I told you that there are actually different kinds of killer whales? Scientists refer to them as ecotypes. They live in different habitats, they have different body types, and they even pursue different kinds of food. But while ecotypes are all different, they still all are considered members of one species, or Sinus orca. One of the questions we get asked all the time is how big does a killer whale grow to be? Well, that answer depends on which ecotype you're talking about. Is it a 16-foot female in Iceland or a 30-foot male in Antarctica? Let's take a closer look.
The remarkable thing about killer whales, no matter which type, is that they are found throughout our global ocean, from the Arctic to the Antarctic, and literally everywhere in between. They are found in so many different habitats and depend on such a variety of marine life for survival that killer whales are more intertwined with the fate of our ocean than any other marine animal. Truly, these awesome animals are the living symbol of our ocean, representing so much more than their own species.
Let's hear it again for Nakai, Shouka, and Kasatka. All right, let's check out some more of your great questions. Here we go. So many people wonder about our trainers. In fact, raise your hand if you've ever wanted to be an animal trainer. Now that is a lot. Then you should meet the dedicated team of trainers who interact with our family of whales every day.
All right, up here on the main stage, we have Vicki. Once again, I'm Mike and Liz.
Our killer whale trainers are so passionate about what they do here every day. And that makes me think of another one of your great questions. Oh, here it is. Do the trainers talk to the whales? I'll let you answer that one, Mike.
Yeah, that is a great question. We may not talk to the whales like you and I talk to each other, but we have taught them different hand signals to help us communicate with them. This ongoing communication helps strengthen our relationship with these important whales. And this also helps us answer important questions through research.
Here at SeaWorld, we have a unique opportunity to conduct research about killer whales, asking important questions that can only be answered in a setting like this. So much of what we learn here is being used to help killer whales in the wild. Of course, there are other questions that can only be explored by studying whales in the ocean. By exploring questions both at SeaWorld and in the wild, our combined research gives all of us a better understanding of killer whales and the places they live.
And that's what I call working together. Research flowing in both directions, from our park to the wild and back again. That way, everyone benefits. All right, let's check out another one of your questions. Oh, perfect. This person wants to know why whales jump. And I just happen to have that emoji. Look. Killer whales communicate in a lot of different ways. Sometimes they vocalize, and sometimes they use their body. A jump like that is called a breach. They're making a sound on top of the water. When a whale uses the water, it creates a commotion both above and below the surface. This could be to show their excitement, or maybe display a little power, or even to get the attention of other whales. Oh, you may have heard about Kalia's calf, Amaya. Our SeaWorld social media fans actually helped us make her. Here at SeaWorld, we watch newborn calves rely on their mothers for everything, from the very first moment of birth.
As a calf grows and gains some independence, it is looked after by other whales in the pod too. They help the mother protect the calf, teach it survival skills, and show the calf how to romp and play. Killer whales live in family-like groups known as pods. Like human families, their pods can range in size from just a handful of whales up to a few dozen.
Here's another great question. Does having a killer whale breeding program at SeaWorld help whales in the wild? Absolutely. Our successful breeding program helps us understand the developmental needs of pregnant mothers, newborn calves, and young killer whales. This is critical information because this is the time when killer whales are most vulnerable in the wild. Gaining this kind of knowledge is only possible through the research we're able to do right here at SeaWorld.
Recently, SeaWorld worked with researchers from the National Oceanic and Atmospheric Administration, or NOAA, to help them develop a model for identifying when a killer whale is pregnant by looking at aerial images of the animal in the wild. Prior to this cooperative effort, where SeaWorld provided direct, unparalleled access to our pregnant whales, researchers had no solid way of knowing whether or not a female in the wild was carrying a calf.
Oh no, isn't that a lot of questions? But believe it or not, we get them every day.
We sure do. Killer whales make all sorts of sounds through a variety of different sounds that they make. Let's listen. Each killer whale, each pod has a different dialect, their own set of calls. But don't forget, they also use body language.
Sometimes they blow bubbles, bump into each other, or even scratch each other with their teeth, causing rake marks. These are the multi-line marks you might see on the skin of killer whales and dolphins. This is just one of the ways these animals display dominance over one another during social interactions, both in the wild and here at SeaWorld. Well, we've just learned that killer whales vocalize and use body language to communicate with each other. But do you remember how we communicate with them? That's right, through signals. Here at SeaWorld, we communicate with our whales, and we want the next generation to be able to do the same.
All right, well, this is my favorite part of the show. This is where our audience gets to volunteer and help us out with training with some of these killer whales. Everybody, we've got Katey down here with our special guest, Nick. Everybody give a big round of applause for Nick right down there. Nick is going to get an opportunity to interact with Shouka, Nakai, and Kasatka. So Katey's teaching him some signals to give the whales. They're going to come over and see if we can communicate through those signals. Looks like they're going to give a big peck wave. Very nice. All three whales did that correctly. Great job, guys. All right, so Nick's going to have one more opportunity to ask the whales for another behavior. Let's see what they're going to do. All right, Nick, it looks like the whales are headed over. Katey's going to give you that signal, and we're going to have you ask the whales to do a behavior. Now, let's see what happens here. All three whales are coming over. Uh-oh. Hope Nick packed a towel. Very nice. All right, all three whales getting everybody wet. Very nice, Nick. we have a special present for you. Katey wants to give you a whale tail necklace, and that's going to help you remember your trip here interacting with Nakai, Kasatka, and Shouka. Everybody give it up one more time for Nick.
I think we have a future animal trainer on our hands. Don't you all think you did a great job? Yeah, I did great. Awesome. Oh, here's another great question. Who takes care of you, Shamu? I love that question because it lets us give you a peek at how much we care about these amazing animals. Okay, Mike, are the trainers ready?
Jamie, we're absolutely ready. All right, some of the training you guys are going to see is actually called husbandry training. Now, this allows us to make sure that the whales are in great health, just like you and I would go to the doctor and get a checkup. You can see right up there on stage, we are asking the whales for fluke present. That actually helps our veterinarians get a good idea of what's going on. They can draw blood from their flukes and make sure that the whales are healthy, or to tell if the females are pregnant or not. Now, this slide out that you're going to see, Katey asked Nakai for, while this is a great picture for all of you photographers out there, this actually serves another greater purpose. This helps us weigh the whales, and we can see that the whales are growing properly and that the calves are progressing nicely as well. Now, the high energy behaviors that you're going to see in our show, you both will see here at SeaWorld and out in the wild. And that is going to make sure that the whales are getting the proper exercise that they need to keep themselves healthy. So if you look here in the pool, way off to the left side of the pool, you're going to see Shouka take a quick little sighting bow. And here she comes in the middle of the pool. Let's give it up for Shouka and this high energy behavior.
I know I just also wonder, how much does a killer whale need to eat to stay healthy?
Well, just like you and I, killer whales have different dietary needs. Our youngest whale, Amaya, who just turned 1 year old last week, she only gets 16 pounds of fish because she's still nursing from her mother. Our biggest whale, Ulises, it weighs almost 10,000 pounds, and he eats over 185 pounds of fish every day. Now, it's important to note that no matter what the whales do every day, they each get their full amount of food each and every day.
Because we've been able to determine how much killer whales eat at different stages throughout their life, researchers in the field can use that information to determine if ocean habitats are healthy enough for killer whale populations to thrive. And that type of information is invaluable.
You know, food, exercise, and physical examinations from our veterinarians are not the only thing that our killer whales need. Our whales' health is so important to us that we want to make sure that their minds are stimulated and challenged as well. If you look up here on the big screen, you can see the whales playing with some of their toys. We call them environmental enrichment devices. That's basically a trainer code for toys. We have a giant whale toy box in the back, and we can choose to give the whales certain toys that float, some that sink, some that they can pull around. You can see the whales playing with some kelp right from Mission Bay. It's nice and healthy. They seem to enjoy playing with it. Or we can enrich them with some ice, like you see Liz giving, it looks like Shouka right now. Now, they do seem to enjoy ice like that. They enjoy ice cubes. We have a snow machine in the back, and that's just one of the ways that we can reinforce the animals without just using primary. Now, Ulises is going to join us as well, there with Katey right out the front. Like I said, he is our 10,000-pound whale. Well, that's Makani. All right, so it's the wrong whale. Never mind. Makani is our 2.5-year-old. He will be 3 years old on Valentine's Day. He and Katey have a great relationship, and what they're doing is just kind of playing around, hanging out with each other. Now, through all of the games and toys that we can give the whales, we still find that the best enrichment is the social interaction with other whales and our team of experienced trainers.
All right, how about a question for all the kids? They always want to know who would win if a killer whale squared off with a great white shark. Raise your hand if you think the shark would win. Okay, raise your hand if you think the killer whale would win. Yeah, that's right, the killer whale. You see, a shark hunts alone, and a killer whale hunts with a pod of killer whales, so it's not even a competition. Killer whales have even been known to hunt a blue whale. Do you know how big a blue whale is? At over 80 feet, it's the biggest animal ever to have existed on the planet. But killer whales can hunt these huge animals because they coordinate, collaborate, and cooperate. They work together as a group to overcome challenges much bigger than themselves. can learn a lot from them about how to overcome the challenges our ocean faces. In fact, if we collaborate like the killer whales, we can change the fate of the ocean and our world. Oh, great, we have some more questions. These are some really common questions that we get asked all the time. All right, here we go. First one, why do some dorsal fins curve? Great question. You see, dorsal fins have no skeletal support, such as bones or cartilage, to help support their height and weight. They're made entirely of connective tissue. If an animal spends more time at the surface of the water, the tissue in the dorsal fin may weaken and the fin will bend. We occasionally see curved dorsal fins both in the wild like the photos and here at SeaWorld. All right, next question. How fast can they swim? Well, depending on their body weight, killer whales can swim close to 30 miles an hour. Check it out. Next question. How much water can their tails splash? Well, their tails, or flips as they're called, are strong enough to fling a whole lot of water about halfway up the stand. All right, last question. If all the whales splash all at once, do they get the whole audience wet? Well, maybe not the whole audience.
all of us, to all of you, thank you for coming, thank you for wondering, thank you for caring. We hope you enjoyed this presentation of Killer Whales Up Close, and we hope to see you right back here at 5:30 for Shamu Christmas Miracles. Have a great rest of your day right here at SeaWorld San Diego. Bye-bye, everybody.